By the time he was 21 years old, he had impersonated an airline pilot, a pediatrician, a lawyer, and a college professor. He cashed $2.5 million in fake checks across 50 states and 26 countries. The FBI couldn't catch him. Airlines trusted him with millions of dollars. Hospitals hired him without checking credentials. This isn't a movie plot. This is the true story of Frank Abagnale Jr., the greatest con artist in American history. And yes, he inspired the Leonardo DiCaprio film. But the real story is even crazier. Our detective opens the file. Subject: Frank William Abagnale Jr., born 1948. New York. Age 16. Parents divorce. Age 17. Runs away from home. Age 18. Already posing as a Pan Am pilot. The detective pins the photo to the board. A young man, barely 20, looking confident in a pilot's uniform. But this isn't just any uniform, it's a key to millions. Our detective finds the first clue. Frank didn't just fake checks, he studied the system. He learned how banks worked, how airlines operated, how hospitals hired doctors. He didn't need credentials, he needed confidence. And Frank Abagnale had it in unlimited supply. The FBI first noticed him in 1968. Checks, bouncing across multiple states. Always the same pattern: young, well-dressed, confident. He'd walk into a bank, flash a fake ID, and cash a check for thousands. Sometimes tens of thousands. But here's what the FBI didn't know. Frank wasn't just one person. He was many. Monday, Pan Am pilot Frank Williams. Deadheading to Miami. Tuesday, Dr. Frank Connors, a pediatrician at a Georgia hospital. Wednesday, attorney Frank Adams, who passed the Louisiana bar exam, fake of course. The detective uncovers the methods. Frank called Pan Am, pretended to be a pilot needing deadhead flights. They gave him free hotels, free meals, free travel. He forged pilot paychecks, $10,000 at a time. He studied real medical textbooks, then walked into hospitals claiming to be a resident. They believed him. He even taught sociology at Brigham Young University, without a degree, without any credentials. Just confidence. The FBI assigned Agent Joseph Shee to catch him. But Frank was always one step ahead. He'd cash a check in New York on Monday, be in California by Tuesday. He traveled the world: London, Paris, Rome, Stockholm. Pan Am's global routes were his playground. The detective finds the numbers: 26 countries, 50 states. $2.5 million in fraudulent checks. That's over $18 million in today's money. But Frank wasn't stealing from banks, Pan Am, hospitals, law firms, universities. He exploited their trust, their bureaucracy, their assumption that a confident young man in a uniform must be legitimate. Our detective draws the red lines on the board. The FBI was closing in. Frank's father had died. His mother remarried. He was alone, but he was also brilliant. He created new identities faster than the FBI could track them. Until he made one mistake. December 1971, Montpellier, France. Frank is 21 years old. He's working as a Pan Am pilot about to board a flight. A flight attendant recognizes him, not as a pilot, as a con artist she'd read about. She alerts French police. Frank is arrested. But here's the twist: he's not arrested for impersonating a pilot. He's arrested for the checks. And the French don't extradite easily. The detective uncovers what happened next. Frank escapes from French police. He's recaptured. He escapes again, this time from a bus to prison. But he's caught within hours. Finally, he's extradited to the United States. He serves time in French prisons, Swedish prisons, and finally in the US. Total, 5 years. But here's where the story gets interesting. After his release, the FBI doesn't throw him away. They hire him. Joseph Shee, the agent who chased him, now works with him. Frank becomes a consultant, teaching the FBI how fraudsters think, how they exploit systems, how to catch them. Today, Frank Abagnale Jr. is 75 years old. He runs Abagnale and Associates, a fraud consultancy. He's written books, gives lectures, and still works with the FBI. The detective stamps the file. Case closed. But Frank's story raises a question. Was he a criminal? Or was he a genius who found flaws in the system? He exposed weaknesses in banking, aviation, healthcare, and education. He showed that a confident person with a fake ID could fool anyone. Our detective closes the file. Frank Abagnale didn't just fool the world. He changed it. Banks now verify IDs. Airlines check pilot credentials. Hospitals verify degrees. Because of Frank, the question remains: hero or villain? Our detective knows the answer: both. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.